Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is a mini review video because I always feel like this is such a spectacular opportunity to just give you a lot of information and like based on my experiences of course and on my preferences of things that I have worked with, in case you don't want to watch like a whole long dedicated review video, or some other things just don't come up because, you know, foundations and like eyeshadow primers and stuff like this, it's not really something that I dedicate a video to usually, especially not right now because I'm kind of busy with animals, you know, off camera. Okay, sweetie, of course, check out my channel in case you're new here. I'm Leorah, makeup artist and stylist living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. So of course, check out also my social media, which is linked in the description box down below. I would love to have you here and also there because, you know, this is how we can bond, and this is of course how you can check out what I am doing. What I can do. Okay, sweetie, that is that. Please subscribe and yeah, check out the description box and all of that. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of brands here today, but before we do that, I want to tell you what I have on my face, and that is actually the second look that I have done with the Soul Main #2 palette from Odin's Eye, which is this one. I got this gifted by one of my besties, and this is how she looks. And I have to say that this is a beautiful palette. I totally fell in love immediately with this whole collection, honestly. It's just that it was very, very expensive, the whole collection, you know? So I'm still super, super jealous of everybody who got that in PR, the whole collection, which I think retailed for something like around $310, which is, I have issues, you know, with this one. Okay, but there is going to be a dedicated video about this one, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. I also have a few of the highlighters that came within this collection on the way to me. So I don't know if I'm gonna wait for that to arrive till I give you my opinion of the palette, or if I'm just gonna do it separately. I don't know yet, but definitely I'm working with it. This is my second look, and of course a review is coming then at some point, you know, some point soonish. Okay, beyond that, I'm also wearing something that I actually want to review on my lips, and that is a lip gloss from Kaleidos. Now, what are they called? Lucid Lip, I think. And this is the shade Hypnotize. I have also another one, which is the shade Dramatize. Now, these shades are super, super beautiful. They're sparkly, glossy, obviously. I don't think they're super, super opaque, which I also not necessarily expect from a gloss, but I have to say that I do have glosses that make more of an impact. Now, the real issue that I have with those is actually that they do bleed on me, and that is also not really something special because it happens like 90% of the time with glosses. They bleed on me. Now, these unfortunately are that kind that bleed on me, so I constantly kind of have to check if it has, you know, bled and stuff. But beyond that, if you do not have that issue of bleeding, then I would recommend them because they're really, really nice and sparkly, and I like the concept. I like the colors that they offer. It is just that maybe I'm too old for this particular kind because of that issue. Okay, so even though I'm using it with liners and everything, I'm doing everything that I can, but it's not really working out for me too well. Is the bleeding super horrible? No, but I see it, and that is of course the deciding factor, right? So I don't really care too much if like other people get bothered by it, but if I see it and it bothers me, then it is too much, you know? So this is from Kaleidos, but overall I would not recommend them. You know, you just have to see what your preferences are, and if you have those issues. If you don't have those issues, then of course you're fine. Okay, sweeties, let us talk about something that totally took me by surprise, and that is so, so good. And that is the first thing that I've tried from that brand. Now, I'm talking about this mascara from Rare Beauty. Sweeties, I got this as a gift from Darcy, who is the owner of Saints, Angels, Sinners. She sometimes includes other things when she sends me a PR package, and there was this mascara. I'm going to show you also the wand. And I am, you know, honestly, I'm not like super, super crazy about mascaras. I use them, but am I like super, super crazy about trying new mascaras? Not really, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm putting on falsies, and what happens on my lower lash line is not really that important to me. Up until now. Up until now. Sweeties, this is the best mascara that I've ever tried. Period. This is the best mascara that I've ever tried, and I am so surprised by the impact that this mascara has because of using falsies for like 5 years straight. And in the beginning I was not very good at it, and also taking them off I was not very good at it, and I ripped out a lot of my own lashes as a result of that. And maybe you also know that, you know, the older you get, the less things grow back, you know, so that is just a thing. And but what this does to my natural lashes is kind of really spectacular. So if you're ordering something from Rare Beauty anyway, you might want to include this because this is amazing. I don't think there are like different kinds of mascaras. I don't know. This is the only one I have, and I've not been on their website. It just says, what does it say here? Black mascara. That's all. That's all it says. So I assume that this is the only black mascara that there is on the website, but this one is spectacular. Just saying. Okay, then let's talk about this palette. I'm not 100% sure if this has been restocked by now. This is the Druid palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is such a beautiful earthy palette. There is also a review up on my channel for this palette, and this one I enjoyed so much. This is a very small brand, quite new indie brand based in the US, and this is the first palette that they came out with, and this was such a huge hit, and deservingly so, because it's a beautiful palette, super well thought through. The performance of the shades is absolutely beautiful. If this is a color scheme that you would like, then definitely go for it. You will not regret it. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, then let's also talk about Saints, Angels, Sinners, because some time ago I worked with the Xanadu palette, and this is how she looks. Also, this one has a bit of an earthy vibe, but more also, well, colors you see. And I think the combination of what Darcy did here is so pretty with the earthiness, but then also with that purple and the bluish shades, a duochromy, super nice duochromy goodness. Absolutely loving it. This is a very beautiful palette, also with nice depth, and if that is something that you would like, then definitely check out Saints, Angels, Sinners. Darcy has a lot going on and also a lot coming out, so yeah, that sounds funny. But in any case, this is a palette that I really liked, and also there is a video up for this palette on my channel. Another palette that I have already reviewed in depth here on my channel is actually this one. This is the Big Purr palette, and this is from Icy Cosmetics, and I received that as a gift also from Darcy, who is the owner of Saints, Angels, Sinners. She wanted to do something good for me, and she did. So she asked me, what can I do for you? And then, you know, this palette got sneak peeked, and I was like, you know, I was so speechless about the beauty of this palette. And then she got this sent to me, and I'm so happy about this palette. It's beautiful. Also, the performance was really nice, and also because you do have some neon shades, this one, and this one, and really usually I'm not too much into it because they are just not working so well on me, but I have to say that with this one it was very nice. You know, I really enjoyed this, and also of course a nice depth within the mattes, and well, also some darker shimmers, but overall just really my type of palette, you know, also size wise, and also the whole balance in the palette and everything was really beautiful. All right, let us move on to Nomad Cosmetics. This is of course the Paradise Islands palette, and I have reviewed this also on my channel with several looks. Here, this is how she looks. Now, this is of course a very soft spring palette, if you talk about it in the traditional sense. Of course, you can use makeup whenever you want, however you want, but this was the spring palette, and of course Nomad Cosmetics is about to launch a new launch which I have tried already, and I have the video ready, so just saying it is coming at some point soon. But this is the Paradise Islands palette. In case you want to see more looks and my whole, you know, opinion about this palette, then definitely go and check out that video. I think the performance was very good. There is always solid performance behind the Nomad Cosmetics name. It is a very nice formula that is easy to use and very also beginner friendly. And of course here you do have colors without being overwhelmed by colors, in case you're new to the whole concept, because you also do have a whole range of lighter shades, which will make it easier for you, you know? So I like to be personally overwhelmed by colors. I don't mind it. So for me, this was almost, while it is super colorful and that really, really speaks to me, it was almost too light. I would love to have more dark shades in it, but that is just me. Okay, so but the performance was really, really nice, and I really, really liked it. And also, of course, the whole concept is so, so nice with Nomad Cosmetics. And you know what they have been starting to do, and I think I forgot to mention that in the review, or I didn't know yet, that they were also giving parts of the proceeds to a I don't know, does one call it now a charity? Is it a charity? I don't know how to call that in proper English. Sorry, my first language is not English, so just saying. But I think it was for dolphins, you know? And something similar is happening also with the new release that is coming. So I think this is super, super nice. Just shows you also the heart of the owners, you know? So this is the Paradise Islands palette. Now with that, let us move on to Lois Cosmetics. This palette, the Meet Me at Midnight. I was so excited about this palette when the first sneak peeks came up. I was like, try to stop me, you know? Okay, also for this one, there is a review up on my channel. Just look at this. You know, this is my kind of a palette. It's beautiful. Really, really liking it. I think I did a bit of a mistake in the review, honestly, because actually one of you pointed out that I was missing some swatches, you know? I think I forgot 2 shades, and I don't even know which ones when I swatched the palette. And I was like, oops, this is so embarrassing, and I'm so, so sorry. But also here, of course, the performance was really, really nice. And of course, if you are living for a darker color scheme, then this could be absolutely your thing. The performance was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I have also seen online looks with this palette, like really, you know. Yeah, so that is from Lois Cosmetics. Lois is of course based in the UK, in case that is something you need to know, and I am super excited about this brand. She has not disappointed ever yet, you know, and I think this is now my 4th palette from Lois Cosmetics, I want to say. So yeah, super, super nice. Okay, now let us talk about something that really pains me, and I'm not 100% sure, I might be the only one who thinks like that. Okay, and that is this one. This is the Bloom palette from Clarity. Sweeties, I was so, so excited about this palette because look at it. You know, okay, so forget the super huge pans. I don't think anyone needs that. I'd rather have smaller pans and pay less also, you know, because I'm never going to ever use a palette like that, you know, in the sense of finishing anything. And that's also not my goal in life, to finish all my makeup. Maybe it should be, but it's not really something that I consider too much. But still, I do think that these super huge pans are not really needed necessarily. The thing is, I saw a post on social media where actually the owner said that from now on she's going to make smaller pans, and a lot of people reacted and said, no, 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 don't go away from the big pans. And I was like, really? Really? Interesting. Okay, so you know, again, there are different preferences out there. For me, it's definitely not the preference to have these huge pans. I mean, look at this. This is like next to my face. It's like, really? Okay, so but beyond that, color scheme, absolutely beautiful. Super excited in general also about that brand. I'm also I had super good experiences, for example, also with the Cobra palette, which was one of the previous palettes. Now with this one, I have to say that the mattes I really liked. They're super solid, beautiful formula like always. The shimmers though, I felt were really not living up to what I was thinking they would be, you know? They look beautiful in the pan, they look beautiful on the swatches, but on the eye they were drying completely flat on me. Now again, I'm not the expert on everything, you know, maybe you enjoyed this and maybe you want to give us all some advice how to use it. Maybe there is a certain primer or a certain mixing medium or something that makes those shimmers really live up to what you think you're getting. But for me, I wanted to film a review. I ended up not doing it because I just struggled through 2 looks and then I was like, no, sorry, I can't. You know, so this was not so much it, but it's not like I'm giving up on that brand because actually I do have the Evil Mermaid palette on the way to me right now. So just saying. Okay, sweeties, then let's also talk about this one. This is the Culture palette from Juvia's Place, which like this dropped out of nowhere, I think, or I feel. But of course, I'm not living on social media and I'm actually trying to stay away from it as much as I can, because I kind of feel like it is so healthy to stay away from it. You know, my anxiety level, ever since I got my puppy, and ever since I'm so busy with that and stay away from social media as far as I can for most of the time, I feel so much more healthy. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I cannot blame people who leave social media. I think they're the smartest people, you know, because social media can be so toxic, and especially on a platform that is so competitive and so fast paced, like the beauty community. It is very hard to not get sick, like emotionally, and like, you know. So in any case, this is the palette. I kind of reviewed this on my channel. It was, I think, my first kitchen floor review that I did once I had gotten my puppy. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that also into this video here. Maybe you missed the other one, so I just wanted to give you my opinion. Of course, this is a big palette, which I like. You do have two glitters, I think. Was it two? I think this one and this one are glitters. Then you do have, I think, a couple of duochromes. This one, maybe one of those. I'm not 100% sure. Overall, this is a nice palette. I think the glitters were not necessary for this palette. I also do not think that the formula is very good for the glitters. Everything else was solid and well performing and all of that, so I have no problem with that. But I think the glitters, they could have just left out. They were absolutely not necessary. And if you put glitters in, then just make the formula spectacular so that people are like, wow, this is amazing. You know, they were kind of creasing, and they were also not very sparkly or glittery. They were just like, bleh, you know. So that is that. Okay, now let us talk a little bit about, no, wait, let's go to something else. Let us talk about this one. Maybe you remember my collected makeup haul when I spoke about buying a brow pomade from Makeup Revolution, or Revolution Pro, I should say, because I am almost done with my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pomade, and I was like, okay, so let's just try something that is a little bit more affordable, because maybe that will just work fine, and then I can save myself like more than half of the price, way more than half, you know. Now, don't. This is a complete fail for me. Now, if you like this and if you rock this, God bless you. I have no idea how you're doing it. This is already from the get-go like super hard. So I poured a lot of Duraline in it, because that is what I do to refreshen also, of course, my ABH eyebrow pomade. But and I do not expect stuff to be like fresh forever. That's why you do have Duraline and things like this, in order to make it work for much longer. But this was like patchy and horrible and so hard to work with, and I would not recommend it at all. Now, am I finally done buying stuff from Revolution? I might be, because I'm really sick and tired of being disappointed. You know, I don't have time for this. I really wanted this to work, because I also want to save money somewhere, you know, if I can, why not? It's a very good idea, you know. But then I was like, you know what, eyebrow pomade, you buy that like twice a year. If you're doing your eyebrows every day, even, like, you know, you might as well then just invest the money in something where you know that it's really good quality. And I would say that the ABH formula in the eyebrow pomade is really top notch. Okay, so that is what I have also that I'm wearing today, and that is what I usually wear, and that is what I have to say to this one. That was a complete fail. not going there again. Okay, then I also need to talk to you about something that actually one of you recommended, and I am so grateful. Now, a couple of weeks, months, I don't know, ago, I was talking about foundations, and I was kind of asking in a video what kind of foundations that are not like super expensive would you recommend for me to try, because I'm always trying to find something, especially in foundations, because I'm using a lot of foundation every single day. I cannot use a foundation that is like, I don't know, $30-40. I cannot do that. It's too much. It's too expensive. So one of you actually was in the comments and told me, why don't you try the foundation from SheGlam? And I did not do that immediately, but whenever I had an order for my kids, like with clothes or whatever, I put in 2 of those. You know? Okay, so this is because they do have different foundations. So this is the Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. They also do have a matte foundation, and I'm going away from the matte foundation because I just feel that at my age, which is 40, almost 43, I kind of feel like it's more flattering for me to be a little bit more luminous. You know? Okay, so sweeties, I have two different shades here. It might not be very obvious to you. One of them, this one is the lighter one. This is Fair and this is Shell. Now, I'm really surprised by this. Sweeties, this is really inexpensive. I'm wearing this one today and I have tried both of them for several days now. I am really so surprised in the best possible way. This is a very good foundation, you know? And I am not too much into, like, really like, between us, I'm not really into trying new stuff when I know that something else works. You know, I kind of feel like sometimes, especially when it comes to foundation, I don't want to rock the boat, but at the same time I kind of really wanted to know, is there something else that works for me? And this one definitely works for me. This was such a surprise, and I would definitely recommend this. You know, it is not super full coverage, but I have to say that it is full coverage enough, or it's buildable enough for me to also cover my color correcting and all of that. And it doesn't look cakey. It has a good staying power. It's really nice. It feels good on the skin and everything. So I have absolutely no complaints. I just feel like it might be a tiny little bit too light for me. I might have to go like one shade darker, especially now during the summer, but I'm definitely going to use more of this. Absolutely. I think this is a super nice surprise, and I'm so grateful for you who recommended this, because thank you so much. Okay, now before we go to Unearthly Cosmetics, I want to also review these, what is it called? Potted Jealousy eyeliners from BPerfect Cosmetics. Now, they came out just recently with these three eyeliners and a palette that is called Rain, the Rain palette, in collaboration with Makeup by Alina. I have not tried the palette yet because I have not had the time, but these ones I have tried all of them, and I want to definitely talk about those. My highlight and the most beautiful one, if you want to know, is this one. This is the purple one. This is such a cool purple, and I mean cool because it's really cool, but also cool as the opposite of warm, you know? And this is the shade Mogul, and this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What I can say about all of them is that they work super well. They're really nice to apply, very creamy and good staying power and all of that. They don't budge or, like, you know, bleed or something. So this is really nice. The other shade here is Cryptic. This is like a burnt orange terracotta kind of a shade. And then we also have this shade, which is the shade Temptress. Okay, now I think with these last two shades, let me just hold the other one up again. These two shades, I felt that on the promotion pictures, they looked different. This one, I want to say, looked definitely darker, like a darker green, which, you know, it's not really an issue for me because I'm going to show you in just a second a darker green, which I already have in my collection. So it's not like I'm lacking one. It's just that I felt it never looked like a mint green, you know, on those pictures where you think this is what you're getting, you know. So I also think that this one did not really look like this terracotta orange kind of a shade on the promotion pictures. Now, is that a bad thing? Yeah, no, I don't know. You know, for me, it's not a bad thing because I have everything I need and I have all kinds of different colors in my collection. But if you want to have that one special dark green or more, I don't know if it's actually a real dark green, but it was just a different green. It was not a like squeaky mint, you know, but now it's a squeaky mint. And I think that is an issue. And I think one should be careful with that. Performance wise though, they are super nice, you know, so I have no problems with that. But definitely my piece of cake is this one. This is so stunning, right? Super stunning. Okay, now let us talk about a couple of items from Unearthly Cosmetics because I have used a lot of their stuff lately. Let me start with this one. This is of course from the Sleepover collection. Just wanted to throw that in because I'm anyway talking about Unearthly. So this is the Valentine's Day palette that launched at some point, I think in the beginning of March, a little bit after Valentine's Day. And I also do have of course a review up on my channel for this one. It came with two blushes, which you have here, and also a highlighter they look very similar probably on camera. There is a difference though, and also a highlighter and also a gloss. Okay, so I have all of that in a separate video reviewing this for you. Just saying that the performance of this palette was really, really nice. Blushes are almost a little bit too light for me personally, and the gloss was okay, but also the bleeding was definitely an issue, you know. So it was though very, very light, so that is the color of the gloss was very, very light, so that is of course very helpful, and the performance of the highlighter was really solid when it comes to me. Now, when we're already talking about blushes and highlighters, let me just give you my opinion about the whole face bundle that I actually got in PR. All of this I got in PR, I have to say. Okay, so let me start with those 8 blushes. Now, sweeties, this comes as a bundle, and then also together with this, you get 4 highlighters. I'm going to show them to you in a second, okay? So this is the blush bundle. I have to say that these are super, super beautiful. Now, I don't think you can order them separately. I think this is a bundle that you order as a bundle, which then again has 8 blushes and 4 highlighters. I don't know if that is the smartest thing to do. Now, if you have a bundle for lighter skin tones and then one for darker skin tones, is also not the smartest thing to do, because people like me actually like to use blushes like this or like this or like this or this, you know? So what I would suggest would be maybe a good version. I don't know if it's possible, but what one could do is to have a bundle version where people actually can custom make their bundle, where everybody can choose whichever shade they want. Now, I don't know if that is even, if that makes a lot of sense when you're trying to sell your products. I don't know, but just saying that not everybody is as adventurous as I am maybe when it comes to these kinds of products. But I have to say that the performance of these was super, super nice. I have used all of them and I've loved all of them. They're really, really pretty, and I'm actually especially liking the darker ones, you know, because that is just something that, you know, I have no problem with that. Also, now let's talk about the highlighters. Let me just open this. Okay, you see them here on the top row. These are the highlighters. Now, you might think, well, what am I going to do with the purple one and this one? Doesn't this look more like a blush topper? You know, if you're really, really fair, is then this one the only one you can use? Absolutely not. I thought so. I thought so when I opened the package. I was like, what am I going to do with this, you know? But I was very, very surprised. This one is actually on the skin turning into a super, super beautiful darkish gold. But I really do believe that this is a universal highlighter that really every skin tone can use. And I kind of feel like this is true for all of them. They worked super, super well. And it was a very big surprise for me that these shades actually look good on me. I was like, am I gonna look like an idiot? But no, I didn't. You know? Okay, so that is really, really nice. So this was a super, super nice surprise. And you know, you do get like a slight shift, for example, of purple on your cheekbone, for example. Now, am I going to use this for my T-zone? No, you know, I'm going to use this one for my T-zone. But for example, on the cheekbone, this looks super, super beautiful also, you know? So just saying, you can play with this, and it was really way more versatile than I thought when I got it. And I could use all of this, you know, even though my skin tone is very, very fair, and I was kind of not really worried, but I was like thinking, is this going to work in my favor, you know? And it did. Okay, I have a couple more things from Unearthly Cosmetics that I wanted to include, because I also have gel liners from Unearthly Cosmetics. Okay, I do have this one. This is the shade Ruby. Then I do have the shade C, and this is the kind of a dark green that I thought I would get, or maybe a mixture between that minty green from BPerfect and this one, you know, maybe not quite that dark like this one, but you know, a little bit into that direction. But in any case, this is a very, very dark cold green. Then we do have a orange, which is also a little bit into that burnt orange kind of a direction. Let's compare them though. Let's just see what the color difference is, if I can find it here. Let's just do this. You know, they're pretty, oops, they're pretty similar. So this one is the one from Unearthly Cosmetics, and this one is the one from BPerfect Cosmetics. I feel like this one is a tiny little bit darker than this one. you know? Okay, so that is that. And then I also have one more, which is also super beautiful, and that is the shade Jam, which is a bit of a, like a dark fuchsia kind of a shade, you know, like a more, this purple is a little bit warmer than the purple from BPerfect Cosmetics. Okay, so I really like those. They're also really nice and creamy and easy to work with. I did have with this shade and with this shade, I did have some staining when I used them, but I personally don't care, like whatever, you know, I'm a battleship when it comes to doing makeup, but that is that. But beyond that, performance wise was super nice, and also like blending them into each other. For example, now I just closed this one, for example, doing like an ombre liner, starting out at the inner corner with that burnt orange and then like blending it into this red shade, and like, you know, ending it with a wing in red and stuff like this. Really nice performance, was really solid. Okay, then let's also talk about something that I'm also wearing today, my liner today. Maybe I should zoom you in, because let me just quickly close all those little pots because I don't want them to dry out. Okay, let me zoom you in so you can see my liner a little bit closer. I'm gonna do this, because this is also something that I received from Unearthly Cosmetics. You can see that this is a multi-chrome liner. Hopefully you can see it. I'm just gonna try to move around a little bit so the light shifts on it a little bit. So now I'm going to show you what that is, because Unearthly Cosmetics came out with these gels. These are multi-chrome gels. Sweeties, don't sleep on this one. This might just be the most spectacular thing that I have tried lately. These are so nice as liners. There are more colors available. I only have this one, unfortunately. I'm like, wow, I kind of need all of them. So I don't know how much you can see. I think you probably only see like a reddish red wine kind of a shade. So you do have a shift here between, I want to say, teal and green and red, I want to say. You know, this is, I don't know if you can see it, but it is so stunning. It is super creamy. It applies so well on the eye, for example, as a liner, but of course you can use it for other things, but I'm going to use something like this definitely as a liner, because that's what I do. But this performance is outstanding, and it does not budge, but it is easy to clean, you know, and that is so cool. Like, how do you get a balance like this, you know? Usually when you have eyeliners that don't budge, like for example the gel eyeliners from Inglot, they don't budge. They're beautiful formula, it's super opaque, but then they're also really hard to get off at night, you know. But this super beautiful, and also cleaning the brushes after this super easy. So I am in absolute love with this one, and I kind of wish I had the whole collection, you know. This is beautiful. I also, in connection to that, I also got one of those flake gels. I have only swatched it, I've not used it. I kind of need to think about how to use it, whatever looks good on me, because you know, on my eyes, flaky gels is not really the most flattering look on me personally. I don't know if this is age related or if it's just me being clumsy or something, but it is not the best look for me. So the flake gel itself looks absolutely stunning. Just I'm not 100% sure how to feature it, you know. But this one is an absolute winner. Okay, is that it? No, one more thing, sweeties. One more thing. In one of my most recent collected makeup hauls, I spoke about this one. This is the eyeshadow primer from the Beauty Bay brand, and I have, which shade is this? This is one of the lighter shades. I don't know. Maybe it's the lightest. No, I think the lightest is the white one, and this is fair, or like shade number 1. I don't know. It's probably the next one after the white one, you know. So I have tried this one, and I was so surprised. I did not expect like super much of this, but I want to say that this, I've been using this one straight for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, and I've been loving it. I'm definitely going to repurchase this, not right now because I have other primers that I want to use and use up and whatever, you know, but this is definitely something that I would recommend. I've not even tried it yet under the eyeshadow formula from Beauty Bay. I haven't gotten around to using my new big palette that launched like, I don't know, 2 months ago, but story of my life. But just saying that, you know, sometimes I have certain formulas where the shimmers crease. Like for example, I did have some issues in the past with the shimmer formula from Nomad Cosmetics. And I used to always have to use certain eyeshadow bases where it didn't crease, which was the one from Natasha Denona or the one from ABH. Now, while I was working with that new Nomad palette that is coming up now, I was using this eyeshadow primer, and there was no creasing, there was absolutely no problem. The blending on it is super, super nice. Plus, they do have quite a few shades, you know? So that is really, really nice, and it is super, super affordable. So this is definitely something that I would recommend. Okay, sweeties, this is it from me for today. I hope you did enjoy yourself. I'm a bit all over the place. I'm not spending a lot of time here these days, which is good for me, but I just feel like I'm also not as professional anymore as I used to be. But yeah, it is life, you know, we're all going through different things, and right now I'm just living more. You know, I'm filming less, but I'm living more, and that's definitely working in my favor. Okay, sweeties, of course, check out those brands and make up your own opinion. And of course, if you have different experiences, then don't be upset, because we're all different and we're all starting also from a different point. And then also, yeah, have different preferences, you know? So that is what it is. And beyond that, of course, check out my description box in case you want to see my social media. The links are there. Beyond that, there are also a lot of discount codes with different brands, and of course ways to support my channel in case you wish to do so. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you here, and I shall see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.